Yeah, I felt great. It's always an honor, to take a field on an NFL team. So I'm blessed and thankful to God. He's allowed me to have another season in the NFL. But yeah, I feel like we had a good two drives. That first drive, missed a throw, but that's what preseason is for, to get that feel. It's different, like even being on a game field. Now it feels like you have more space. So it's just good to be out there, like get those nervous juices out, and yeah, I feel like we ran the ball really well. Our O-line blocked very good, and run and pass. Our tight end, same thing. So yeah, I think we're clicking. We're starting to see progress and production, and I think more than anything, our process is right. Like we're doing everything right. Like we're IDing the right way. We're not making the same mistakes we did earlier in camp. So I think that's what you want to see at this point, and hopefully we have a great week next week as well.
What did you think about playing a game, well, even if it wasn't a real game, for the first time with your new OC?
Yeah, it was great. He's still learning, a lot, being a first-time play caller. I think he handled it great. He's very communicative. He loves to, he wild guys up and bring juice, and I think that's a great thing for offense. I'm excited to work with him. He's a great guy. Loves football, knows why we're calling things, how to call him, when to call him. So, yeah, he's been great, and I'm very grateful to have him as an OC.
And one non-football question, if you don't mind. Some Houston fans had questions about your hat today. Can you tell me about your decision to wear that?
Yeah, I love hats. Like, I wear hats all the time. I probably have every team, but I support, the Astros and the Dodgers because I'm from LA and love, it's kind of contradicting, but I still love the Astros, but it's all good. I understand, but it's all about the swag, baby. I'm just kidding.
C.J., what have you liked from what you've seen over the past few weeks about the offensive line and how they've improved?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll ask you specifically about Ariante Ursery as well.
Yeah, I think our O-line is doing a great job. We're a run-the-ball team first, that wants to establish the run. And I think, we brought in guys who are tough, that like to run the ball. I think that's first and foremost. And then the communication, I think Cole Popovich has done a great job with those guys, coaching them tough, training them tough in practice, getting those guys ready for every day. Because, up there, bro, you got to be really gritty. Want to grind, want it dirty, want it, the worst way. And I think this O-line wants that. So I think he's done a great job. Him and Nick have done a great job making our plays fit our scheme and like what the guys are good at. And then I think Tay has one of the best mindsets I've seen from a rookie, in my couple years in the league. He texted me the night he got drafted, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, bro, excited to have you on the team." And he was like, "I'm going to die on the whole line for you, bro. I'm going to die out there." I was like, "All right, bro, appreciate that, man. I respect that, bro. I appreciate you saying that." So that's just his mindset. He wants to, be great. He asks the questions, going against Will and Daniil every day makes him really good. And I think, when he faces other guys, he's like, man, it's kind of easy, but he still keeps up that same tenacity and that same work ethic. So very mature guy, loves football, loves his teammates, and I think he's going to be great in this league.
Hey, C.J., how do you feel about having the kind of keys given to you? You feel like you handle that? You feel good about where you are in the process of being able to make those decisions at this point in the offense and in camp?
Yes, I do. It's kind of like what I've done in the past. Like high school, I had a lot of ways to, get to other plays, protections. Same thing in college. Like Coach Day put a lot on me to protection-wise and some of the alerts and cans and audibles that we had. And he helped me a lot that way. That really prepared me for that. Our schemes the last 2 years really didn't have those capabilities at least yet. So I really didn't get to do it. But this year we introduced that, and I think it's been great to just have some ownership, know what's going on, not always have to throw hard and always guys in my face. I always kind of know where it's going to come and how it's going to come. We're always on the same page communication-wise. Like me and Jake, I feel like we're like always on one accord. Same with J Pat and the rest of the centers. So I think it's been great just to have some ownership.
C.J., how's your relationship continue to grow with that wide receiver room, and how much do you like the addition of Christian Kirk?
Yeah, it grows pretty every day. Like since OTAs, we do our annual trip, and I think that went well. Like we all got to bond, and I think Christian brings that veteran a veteran status in the room, but also knows how to play, plays fast, has some swag, doesn't just run routes on paper. And he teaches the young guys, like, hey, this is work against this leverage, just to not work against that. And I think that's great for the room. So it's growing every day. I think Hig and J-No doing a great job. Metch, J-Watt, vets as well, doing great. Braxton looks amazing. I can go on and on. So I think that room is really good.
We got time for 3 more, y'all. Christy and you right there.
Ask me about my Astro fandom again. I love the Astros, you guys. I'm sorry. I like hats. Excuse me for having a little bit of personality.
No, I'm gonna ask fashion questions always.
Oh, let's do it.
No, I mean, I already did, no, but this
I'm messing with you.
first, more importantly, Nico has had two 1,000-yard seasons, and he was able to get that last year, even though he missed 5 games. What do you feel like he can do this season? Do you feel like he can do even more?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of a kind, man. Like, he's a unicorn, fast, strong, jump ability, route running, release at the line of scrimmage. He has it all. So, it's my job, to connect with him, and, I home one from today. But, yeah, I think the sky's the limit for him. Even in this offense, like, guys in New England, like Randy Moss, Josh Gordon. Then you have, like, the little guys like Edelman. Sorry, Josh. I don't mean to call him little, but the quick guys like Edelman, Amendola, like Braxton, C. Kirk, J-No, Metch, like those quick guys. So we have like a little bit of everything. We have the big Z's that we need, like fast, take the top off. So I think that opens it up for Nick. Nick could get a lot of coverage to him this year, a lot of probably double teams and cover 2 to his side. So I think, having C. Kirk, having J-Watt, having Metch, J-No, Hig, like those guys help with just speed and verticality up the field to free Nick up a little more.
C.J., you've been an NFL quarterback for the last few years. What advice do you have to the young boys that kind of want to walk in your footsteps, that just see the glitz and glamour but don't see the gravitas?
I would say you don't get to this position without grinding. And so for the guys who are trying to get to the positions like high school, college, whatever, like work ethic, like you said, is like it's key, man. You have to, put in the work, put in the time. That's huge. For the guys already in the league, I think they've done that. They wouldn't be here if they didn't. But I think for the guys who are in the league, the confidence thing, man, like I think I was talking to our broadcast team. They were like, what are the 2 things that you wish you didn't hear coming into the league? And the 2 things I explained was like how hard it was going to be. Like, I don't believe in putting my own convictions on people. I think it's like a scare tactic to make you want to play harder or like work harder. But I think, the guys in positions to be starting quarterbacks or backups, whatever the case may be, they naturally kind of work hard. They put in the work. And if you don't, you kind of get weeded out. So I don't agree with like everybody saying how hard it is. Yes, it's hard. Every level is hard. You go to high school from college, it's hard. When you go to college NFL, it's hard. That's kind of prerequisite, and you kind of know that coming into it. And the second thing was interceptions. Like, it's part of the game. Like, I wish, like, of course, you don't want to throw interceptions. It's not something that you're out there like, F it. Like, I'm just going to throw it up. Excuse my language. I'm just going to throw it up. But, it's part of the game. The great quarterbacks know how to throw an interception and move on, know how to get a completion after, get your rhythm back. So those are some of the things that I would say to them. And, I love what this league is bringing, There's a bunch of young guys that I think will be really good. So I'm excited to, compete against some of them this year.
Last one, Jonathan.
I like the answer.
Thanks.
But you mentioned the Toronto trip. Is there anything that
Spying on us, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm messing with you.
Is there anything that stands out funny about that trip, or anything? I don't know. Nico was telling me that y'all were like tourists.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just wondering, is there anything that stands out about that trip? Because I've seen y'all together.
Every trip that we do is kind of different. We're always tourists, I feel like, at least some guys, like, unless you're from there. But yeah, Toronto was different, bro. Like, it was cool. Like, dope city by the water. Like, skyscrapers are cool. Food is good. Like, I loved it there. We have Metch is from there, and then Jay Wayne was from there as well. So they showed us around a little bit. But yeah, we were definitely like on some tourist stuff. But the people there are so nice, like really nice people. You know, they're like really. The one thing I learned, they're really in tune to their lineage, like where they come from. Like if they're what we call as African American, like they know if they're African Canadian, I guess what it would be. They know like what tribe they're from, like how they got there, and I think that's something that like made me want to do it, like get into that more, like asking people out there. So yeah, you're in tourist mode for sure, but I think it's a good thing. Get closer that way. All right, y'all.